From the News 19 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Efra DeFonte. Thank you for joining us here on WLTX Plus. As we continue our News 19 Weather Impact Alert, we're talking about still a time frame really from now, but we're talking about Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Now, the time frame we're looking at specifically is from 11 o'clock in the morning until about 8 o'clock in the evening. Well, the heat index values, and we've already experienced some of this already today, where we've had heat indexes over 100 degrees. We're talking about 100 to possibly up to 107, if not more, over the next 3 afternoons. Any outdoor activity, especially now that it's the weekend, take breaks often if you're going to be under the sun, the outside, and when you take the breaks, grab some shade. And one thing that or two things rather, that you want to make sure that you're doing, preventative action, is that take as many breaks as possible, at least once an hour while you're in the shade. And while you're taking the breaks, rehydrate, drink plenty of water. Do that each hour, if not more. So make sure that you're hydrated. Make sure you also check to see how much you're sweating outside. And this is going to be important factors. You don't want to have any heat-related illnesses, and you definitely want to pay attention to anybody else, the children and the elderly that are around, to make sure that they are kept safe. Currently, there is already a heat advisory. There was one earlier today for the Grand Strand. There's one that's already been issued for tomorrow. Now, that comes out of the Wilmington, North Carolina office. So the entire area in the Wilmington city limits and surrounding areas are also under that heat advisory. The National Weather Service in Raleigh-Durham have issued their own for their area, and they also have one from 11 to 8. It's been well hot enough today in the Palmetto State, but the question that's been asked, how come only they have a heat advisory and the rest of South Carolina doesn't? Well, this is what the expected temperatures are for tomorrow. There's a ballpark figure of where it would be. For the areas of the Grand Strand, we're looking at temperatures potentially as high as 109, maybe even to Florence at 106. But by and large, the hotter temperatures are going to be focused along the coast, and then points inland will be as hot, but will be a few degrees less. That plays a pivotal role, because with the National Weather Service, depends on what office and what areas, but for South Carolina, they're broken up into regions for the upstate, from the office in Greensville, Spartanburg, for the Midlands in Columbia, for the Low Country was located in Charleston, and then for the Grand Strand, that area is covered by the office in Wilmington. For the PD, it's split between the upstate and the Midlands. But for all intents and purposes, the reason why the criteria for Grand Strand, they already have one, is that their criteria, as well as the upstate, the temperature expected for at least 3 hours or more of 105 or more. Well, for the Midlands and for the Low Country, it's 108. That's why we haven't had any advisories yet for the central and southern portions of South Carolina. And for the upstate, they're still not anticipating heat indices, at least for tomorrow, to be over 105. That plays a big role on the notifications. But the bottom line is that it's still going to be hot. Case in point, as of right now, it's 9:04. The air temperature in Myrtle Beach is 86. It's 89 in Wilmington. But you get to Columbia, it's 98 degrees. That's the air temperature. In Augusta, at 94. But the humidity of what it feels like, it feels over 100. The temperatures are starting to come down now that we're past sunset. But the reason why it's been a lot cooler, at least on the coast, is from the earlier showers and storms. Meanwhile, there's been hardly any activity in the upstate, even with those storms that are falling apart coming out of northeast Georgia. But the overall scope, it's a two-play part that we're dealing with. Remember that tropical wave that we were following for several days? That big old area of low pressure, that's what's left of that tropical Invest 93L. Well, from where its position is and the way it rotates counterclockwise, it's pulling in all the moisture out of the Gulf. It's basically carried all of it, and it's been pushing it into the southeast. But we still have our Bermuda high. That spins clockwise and brings all the Atlantic moisture right up the Florida coast and parks it right in the middle of Georgia and the Carolinas. So all that moisture, well, But with those two things that are stuck there, the dew points right now are still at 9 o'clock at night, mostly in the mid 70s, and that's not going to be changing anytime soon. For South Carolina, it's our temperature: 79 in Charleston, 87 in Greenville, 84 in Orangeburg. You factor in the dew points right now are in the mid to pushing the upper 70s, like in Beaufort. This is what it feels like. 99 heat index in downtown Columbia, 94 in Orangeburg. It feels like 90 in Greenwood. Even with the temperatures being lower, Beaufort, it feels like 88 degrees. Well, that's going to be the feature of what we're going to be dealing with, because unfortunately, the dew points are not going to be dropping anytime soon. This has been, unfortunately, a constant thing, at least for the last 4 weeks, where the dew points have been, well, simply high enough that it feels gross. As soon as we get the temperatures starting to get past 85, 89, 90, we're definitely going to feel how humid it is. And the air temperatures, at least for the next 3 days during our weather impact alert, are going to be pushing close to 100 degrees, where we should be averaging about 93. We will get a break on Tuesday and Wednesday. That's thanks to rainfall, really needed in a lot of areas. Like JR has always said, my grass sounds crunchy. Well, yes, we could use quite a bit of rainfall, but constant daily stretch out rainfall, not 2 inches rainfall in one shot. Well, rain may be coming in that'll at least cool us off, but the temperatures go back up as the rain chance goes down towards the end of next work week. But when you combine the dew points and the air temperatures, that's why it's very noticeable when you go outside, because we're looking at heat index values in the afternoon. 107 possibly for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. It obviously drops down for Tuesday and Wednesday, although it may rain, but after the rain's gone, and we all know in South Carolina, once we get the rain that pushes off 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 5 o'clock, we've got sunshine, and it feels like a sauna. That's potentially what's going to be like for Tuesday and Wednesday, with heat indices that will be nearing 100 as opposed to 107. But then Thursday and Friday, again, rain chance goes down, temperatures go back up, and so does the heat index values. Now, we will have a chance for rain. It's a very isolated chance for rain for tomorrow, and maybe isolated afternoon storms for Sunday afternoon, and then it's again Thursday and Friday, when we expect the rain on Monday going into Tuesday, and then at least for part of Wednesday. That rainfall is at least going to give us an opportunity for 2, maybe 3 consecutive days of rainfall and cloud coverage. That will give us a chance to cool off. It'll still be quite humid before or after the showers and storms move off. Now, we are expecting still a marginal risk for heavy rainfall on Monday. Our marginal risk really is we can expect showers and storms pretty much at any time Monday, but that's going to be in the afternoon. Keep in mind, we're still going to be hitting a high temperature, very likely about 97. That'll probably be right after lunchtime, so give or take 12 to 2 o'clock before the afternoon showers and storms move through. But along with that good chance of showers and storms on Monday, it continues Tuesday, and Tuesday there'll be another opportunity for a possibly heavy rainfall that could lead to some minor flooding. But the weather impact alert, again, is going to be for now, but really going to Saturday, Sunday, and Monday now that it's already 9 o'clock. But from 11 o'clock, so just before noon to just after or before sunset, heat index value between 100 and 107. You definitely need to take the precautions, because that heat index of 107 is going to be covering a good portion of not only the Midlands, but South Carolina through Monday. And even with the rainfall, a heat index of 98 is still quite uncomfortable, as well as 97. The information and the forecast for the temperatures, and of course with the rainfall that we're expecting for next week, is going to be constantly updated. We'll continue to give you the information to make sure that you can plan accordingly. But for this weekend, the 3 biggest things to plan out for: it is going to be hot, it is going to be very humid with these heat indices, plus we're going to have a lot of sunshine, so the UV index is going to be high. Plan to have fun, but plan also to be safe out there. We'll continue with the updates when we join for News 19 at 11 later on tonight. But for now, I'm News 19 Chief Meteorologist Efren Infante. Stay with us. We'll keep you advised.